What's up, guys? I'm excited for today's video because it's been a minute since we talked about some vocabulary mix-ups, and today we are talking about different homonyms. So this video, be prepared. It's just a little FYI for you. You're gonna learn a lot. It's going to be a lot of information, but hopefully it'll be easy for you to understand. I try to make it that way. Homonyms are, again, words that are spelled the same but have different meanings. All right, so homonyms are just words that are spelled the same but have different meanings. And as you can probably assume, this is confusing. This is where the vocabulary mix-ups begin to occur. So when you're writing homonyms, most of the time it doesn't mean anything. They're spelled the same, so it's not going to matter. But when you're actually trying to comprehend what you're reading, or when you're trying to speak, then this is where it can get confusing. So the first set of homonyms we're going to talk about is bank. All right, the word bank, B-A-N-K. It has a couple different meanings, but typically when we use the word bank, it's talking about a financial institution, right? I have to go to the bank to get some money. Bank, B-A-N-K. This, I would say, in my opinion, is how you would normally hear it. It's the most common form of this word bank. So the definition of bank is just a place to keep money. A place to keep money. So you go to the bank and you get money. The bank keeps your money. You have your credit card or your not your credit card, but you have like your debit card, and it's a little card that you use everywhere you go, but your actual money is in the bank. And then this day and age, you just check your app to like keep track of your expenses and everything. But it's all actual dollar bills that's in the bank, right? But we have another way that you can use this word bank, and that is the edge of a river. I know, right? Two totally different meanings. So you might hear somebody say something along the lines of like, you know, you're watching a TV show, right? And it's like a murder mystery show. I don't know, can we use that word on YouTube? I don't know. And the cop is like, we found the body on the bank of the river. And you're like, what? The bank? Doesn't make sense if you're thinking like a bank means a financial institution, right? If you think like, oh, a bank means a place where I keep my money, and then you're watching this TV show and they're like, yeah, we found the body on the bank of a river, and you're like picturing this bank financial institution on a river, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. Well, you would be correct, because there are two different meanings, technically three, but two main meanings of the word bank. So we have the financial institution, and then we have the side of a river, which again, the definition for bank is the land alongside a river. So we have two definitions: bank as in a financial institution, and then bank, the land alongside of a river. So let me go ahead and give you examples for each of those so you know. So the first definition of bank, an example sentence is, I need to go to the bank to withdraw money. I need to go to the bank to withdraw money. And that is, again, financial institution. Now we have the edge of a river, bank, and it says, we sat by the bank of the river. We sat by the bank of the river. The same word, but two totally different meanings. So I mentioned that we actually have another meaning. This day and age, we also use the word bank when you want to accumulate something. For example, at my work, I'm allowed to bank hours sometimes if I want to take a vacation, but I don't have enough PTO, which if you don't know what that means, you can check that out here, what that means. But if I don't have enough PTO, then I can bank hours, which means I work in advance, collect those hours, and then use them for vacation. Or sometimes when it comes to like gaming or doing something, I'm not a gamer, my husband is, he can tell you more about it, but you need to bank hours so that you get better, you exceed it more in the game, which means just accumulate hours, right? So that's like another like bonus definition for you. But the main two are the financial institution and the side of a river for the word bank, all right? The second set is bat. The word bat, when you think of the word bat, what do you think of? If you are a sports fan, you probably think of the baseball, right? A baseball bat. If you are not so much a sports fan, but you like animals, you probably think of the animal, which is a bat. And that's where it can be confusing, because a bat is a flying mammal. Ugly little thing. Ugly, but you know, God's creature nonetheless. Not my forte, but a small flying mammal is a bat. But then also when you're watching baseball, they're like, oh, we got to come up to bat, or please grab the bat. It's a sports equipment. That little thing that they hold and they hit the ball, that is called a bat. So the two different definitions. Definition number one, a small flying mammal. All right. A bat is a small flying mammal. Definition number two, a bat is a piece of equipment used in baseball. A piece of equipment used in baseball, right? So two totally different things. Like you would not use I hope not. Like you would not use the mammal, the actual animal in the sport of baseball. People are crazy. You never know. But you know, bat as in like a wooden bat that you use for baseball, and bat as in the small little flying creature, you know, that you see that's like, you know, associated with vampires and stuff like that in caves. Two totally different things. All right. So you have to make sure you understand when somebody's, you know, give an example, especially if you're like watching, let's say you're watching baseball and they're like, oh, he dropped the bat and ran first base. And you're like, he dropped the bat? What are you talking about? If you only know the definition of bat as in the mammal, the animal, you're going to be confused. I mean, I would be confused. You're like, what, he had a bat in his hand? What are you talking about? No, it was the sports equipment. That's bat. Same spelling, different meanings. So here's two example sentences for you all. Bat as in the flying mammal, the animal. Bat is, a bat flew across the sky at night. A bat flew across the sky at night. Bat as in the little tiny animal. Bat for baseball is, he swung the bat and hit the ball. He swung the bat and hit the ball. Bat. So we have bank, we have bat, confusing words. The third one is bow. Now this one is a little bit different. It's still a homonym, but it's a little bit different because we say bow as in B-O-W. It's spelled the same as bow, which is also B-O-W. So when you bow, it's the bending forward motion, you know? I lived in Korea for many years. It's natural, not only in Korea, in many Asian countries, you bow to each other. You bow all the time. Like random strangers you don't even know, you just, hello, you know, you just say hi and you bow. That's normal. That's just like as normal as here in America, shaking someone's hand or waving hi. It's normal to bow. And that's just the bend forward motion, to bend the upper part of the body. That's the exact definition. To bend the upper part of the body, you bow, right? That's normal. In Korean culture and Japanese culture, many Asian cultures, it's normal just to bow. Back in the day, you would have to bow before your queen in a lot of Western cultures as well. It's just normal. Now, we use the same spelling for a different word that has a different pronunciation though, and that's bow, B-O-W, but bow, and that is tied fabric. You know, I like when I was younger, I would have so many bows everywhere. I loved bows and I would have them in my hair and I would wear them like on my clothes and like tie them to my purse, and like my room, I would have like bows everywhere. Even right now, I haven't hung it up yet. I told you guys I'm remodeling my office space and making it more like a YouTube studio, and I bought little string lights that have like bows, and I was gonna put them behind me, but then I'm like, oh, I really like this sleek look that I have going right now, so I might put them beside me. You guys won't be able to see it on camera because I still have like this affinity towards bows. Like, I know I'm an adult and I've grown out of the whole like, you know, little bows in my hair as I'm a little girl, but I love bows. And again, bow is just a decorative knot made from fabric. That's the actual definition. A decorative knot made from fabric. A bow. I love Hello Kitty. Like, I'm looking right now and I'm like, off camera, I probably have 4 or 5 different bows in front of my face because I guess I didn't really lose my affinity for bows as much as I thought so. I love it. So I love Hello Kitty, and I have like my little mirror. This is a bow. All right, this is the bow. I also have Hello Kitty's bow right here. It's a bow, right? And I have like other things that are up on the wall that are bows. My computer background also has bows on it. Oh my goodness, I think my nails might have bows. So we have bow, which is the tied fabric, and then we have bow, which is bending forward. Same spelling, different pronunciation, 2 totally different meanings. So this one isn't as tricky, but when you're reading it, you might be like, you might read it differently. You might be reading something and you're like, he had to bow before the queen. You're like, what does that even mean? He had to bow before the queen. A bow for your hair? Like he had to give the queen a bow? Like you're like trying to piece it together, and then that's because you don't know that that actually says bow, to bend forward, to bow before the queen. So 2 example sentences for these. For the word bow, she took a bow after her performance. She took a bow after her performance. Bow. And for bow, she wore a bow in her hair. She wore a bow in her hair, just like little Hello Kitty wears a bow. Well, it's not really hair. Hello Kitty's like fur, right? A little bow in her hair. All right, so we have bank, bat, bow. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. All B's. I did not plan that. Just happened to occur. So number 4, the homonym that we're going to talk about today is tear and tear. Same spelling, different meanings. I always use the little funny clip, same, but different.
Same, but different, but still same.
It's just my favorite because a lot of things in English are like that. Unfortunately, it's confusing and things are same,
but different.
And that's exactly what homonyms are. Same, but different. Again, just like bow, bow, we have tear and tear. Tear means to pull apart, right? If I want to tear something up, do I have something that I would like to tear up? No. I have random things on my desk, all right? It's Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year to everyone who is celebrating right now. I have our little red envelopes. I think one of my children did actually tear their, here we go. I can show you. My son, I don't want to show his name, but he actually did tear his envelope because he was so eager to open up and get his lucky money. He tore his envelope. So tear, when you pull this out, I can go ahead and tear it because he already tore it. This is a tear. He teared the envelope when he opened it, right? Tear just means to rip or pull apart. Tear. Then you have tear, and I guess you probably already know what this means. Tear is the liquid that comes from your eyes when you cry, all right? A drop of liquid from the eye. A singular drop is a tear. When you're crying, usually you don't have one singular drop, right? You're just like, and you're crying a lot. Those are tears. Tear, T-E-A-R, to rip. Tear, also T-E-A-R, the little liquid that comes from your eye when you cry. 2 totally different things. Again, be very awkward and confusing if you don't understand one or the other. Somebody's like, oh my gosh, she has like so many tears falling from her eyes, and you're like, if you're saying it out loud, it's different. If you're reading a book and they're like, she had so many tears falling from her eyes, and you read it as tears, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so graphic. She had tears in her skin coming from her eyes? Like, what kind of book am I reading here? I thought this was supposed to be like a romance novel. This is like a horror. No. Totally different meanings. So the example sentence I have for you all for tear is be careful not to tear the paper. Be careful not to tear the paper. Tear. And then we have tear. And tear is just a drop of liquid from the eye. So an example for that is she shed a tear during the sad movie. She shed a tear during the sad movie. Tear. Tear and tear. Final recap, we have bank as in the financial institution and bank as in the side of a river. We have bat as in the animal, and then bat as in the sports equipment for baseball. We have bow to bend your body forward, and bow like you wear in your hair. And then finally we have tear as in from your face, you're crying, or tear as in my son tore the paper. He teared the paper for his lucky money. I hope you guys have a better understanding of these. Some of them, they're kind of given when you are speaking English, but reading can be a little bit confusing because, again, they share the same spelling. Others, you just have to memorize the definition. You have to know the difference because it can get really confusing out there. English, if there's one thing about English as a language, we don't like making up new words. We like just using the ones that we already have for some reason. And then you're just expected to know, based on context, what the heck we're talking about. So good luck to all of you out there. I have faith in you. You can do it. That sounded a little bit intimidating, but it's if I can do it, you can do it.
Bro, come on.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next video.